Okay, it's Daddy Steve, and it is Thursday the 15th of February 2018. I was just thinking about, following on from the strategy, general kind of advice, strategy, point of view video I did, was it yesterday or not too long ago, when I was saying about, you start off, you get your two thalasses, meld it onto a horn beast, etc. And I was thinking about my man Messi Kev as well, so let's see where he is at the moment. These guys, 15FEB18, goodness knows, honestly, goodness knows how they get all these. I just don't believe. It's either that they're spending so much on energy. I can't remember how many times you can actually buy energy anyway. In any case, right, so even say if it was unlimited, which I don't think it is, but anyway, say if it is, are they really spending 10 energy a time on chambers in order to get like one shard? Wow, that'd just be crazy and mind-blowing at the same time. But in any case, we can try and compete with these guys, knowing that we'll never even know it on the face of it. It seems to be about luck. How many shards do you get by just tapping? Surely that's luck, but it's not luck. If my man here, who's going all out, that could be me, it could be you, could be anybody, gets 209 shards, right? And I don't believe it's just luck, then these guys have got more than double. So what are they doing? How many times can you buy energy? Well, there you go, 50, right? So you can do 50 purchases in a day. I'm just assuming that my man Messi Kev was doing those 50 in a day. So, okay, so another source where you can get energy from, fair enough. Tournament Mall, there. They're not just getting 100 energy on every single try. It's not like they're like particularly lucky. You know what I mean? So how are they getting enough energy and enough shards to have nearly 3 times as many? Gosh, man. I swear that'd be one of the questions I ask Tion or Messi, or whoever it is at the top of those rankings if they ever came. You can't just get it from Star, right? I don't know if I can click on... I don't spend, so I don't know. 2 lots of 99. You know those 2 lots of 99? If those come in the mail, right? And I guess maybe it does. And they're millionaires, so they spend a lot. So that goes into their mail. So when they need an extra bit of energy, they got plentiful. That could be it. That could be it. It must be it, thinking about it. They must have energy just sitting in the mail that when the time comes they can just spend on whatever and just have an advantage over everybody else. There we go. Solved it. Solved it. The actual thing I was going to originally say was, following on from the last video, that's what you guys, in my point of view, including myself, have got to do first. You've got to get full bonds. If you're free to play, you need to get full bonds. If you're pay to play, I don't know, I don't want to say that you have to be thinking along the lines that you're having to be spending at the level of the millionaires to make a massive difference, but kind of is, because the drop rate on things like Aquarius, you could get Aquarius same way as anybody else, but they've got millions. So for you, you're going to need to get lucky unless you've got an awful lot of money to spend on a game and not miss that money. But technically you could get there. The free-to-play way to get there is to do your Alice Bond and save those gems, and then just hope to get lucky. And then you may get 1 or 2. I've got none, but you may get 1 or 2 if you're a bit luckier than me. And of course they can spend as much as it takes in order to get as many as they need and get enough to get the melts. That's just the game. And that's the way it has to be. All that to say this though, I'm going slightly in a different direction. at some point, like Messi Kev, you've got to take a chance. And I think this is true of life as well. You've got to take a chance to fail. You know what I'm saying? I remember when that last shard event that I went for, and I can't remember who it was. Was it Traktori? Somebody else just came from nowhere. He was like 200 shards behind. Similar to what's happening to Messi Kev. 200 shards behind. And I was laughing to myself saying, this man is not even going to catch me, let alone exceed me. And I thought, when he got closer, I thought, well, maybe he's going to get like 10, 20 shards more than me. He's come from a mile away. Surely he can't get, I don't know, 70, 80 shards more than me, or 100 shards. Oh my gosh. He did. And I didn't get any. Hardly any. You know what I'm saying? So I lost that position. But I tried. I tried, and you've got to try. I tried in that deck duels. I was surrounded by whales. I knew I'd need some kind of buffer. As it turned out, I didn't. But there's only one place I could go in, like, realistically, I wanted to be in the top 30, of course. But there's a guy in 31st place who was a whale. Who, you know what I mean, in a 50-50 battle, he's going to exceed me. My lead was only 700 points. He's going to go up against people, they see his deck, they're going to quit. So he's going to keep on getting lots more points more quicker than me. Right? But I took a chance anyway. I took a chance that I might fail, and it worked out. And I think at some point that's what we have to do. Just take a chance to try and win, knowing that we might fail. And then, and I hope this for myself, and I'm pretty sure it would be, in the next event, in the next deck duels, I won't have to spend so much. Shall I tell you why? Because now I'm rocking with Nefarious, who's a Recycle 3 immunity card with Dark Reversal. You know what I'm saying? So that gamble that I take, that I took, I mean, these videos are a gamble in themselves, because I'm giving a point of view. There's 1,000 different points of view out there. And at the beginning, at least, you know, people like jumping on my back and smashing me over the head and saying, okay, I must be some plonker to dare suggest things. And you know what? Some of the time I was right, and some of the time I was wrong. And I took a chance to put a video out there and just give my point of view, and people take it or they leave it. And if they agree, that's fair enough. And if they don't, then at least they've had something to think about, and they're more sure of their original strategy, and that's just as good. That's fine. I'm not trying to convert the world. I don't mind who follows what I do, or if they don't. Make no difference to me. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is my latest main deck. Wow, and I did mention this before, so I'm not going to cover all of that again. I really would love to evolve Chiroptera. That would make a difference. But to be honest, I'm going for this Torment rune to level 10. I'm really going quite patient. I'm doing some good progress, good quick progress. I'm expecting to have it like within a month. You know what I mean? 250,000. That's quite a lot. Gosh, as soon as I get one person in the graveyard and I'm feeding Chiroptera an extra 1,000 HP, or get 2 people in the graveyard and Chiroptera's getting 2,000 HP, and that gets converted into swordplay. Oh my gosh. Whoo! It's going to be amazing. And I'm just thinking about my man Misled Jester, who's got plenty copies of Chiroptera, and I think he's got a couple of Paragon, and a couple of those Torment runes. I'm not saying it's easy, but oh my gosh. And every so often I might go back to Lucky Spin, and if I get another Chiroptera, I might roll with one in each deck. And just allow that kind of Torment rune to just keep on smashing everybody. As I mentioned in the last video as well, and again I won't spend too much time on it, I don't really rate Rakashar. It doesn't have immunity. And there's too many people out there rocking retreats, which will take away from it. But gosh, if I had this with Sacrifice as a 4th skill, and that Torment rune just topping her up constantly. Oh my god, let's look at it again. Remove a creature from your opponent's graveyard. Just It's like shattering the, you know, a creature in the graveyard. Fantastic. I would take that. The only downside is it only happens if your HP is above 6,000, and that's a very smart way of IGG saying, listen, even if you want that to happen, if you find that's quite useful, then you're going to need to rank somewhere in order for this Soul Devourer to be higher so you can boost the HP. And boost this Plunder Vitality, which is obviously stronger than Soul Devour, again, so you can boost your HP, and probably you're going to have to do both so that your HP has a chance of being around that 6,000. But then again, they've put it at 6,000 so it's not overpowered, which means it's still less likely it's ever going to happen. Anyway, you've got all that to say this. I took a chance. At some point, you guys out there surely will have to take a chance that you might succeed, you might fail, and if you succeed, props to you. But yeah, next deck duels will be easier for me for the fact I've got that Torment room, and I'll have this Nefarious Witch. Hopefully I'll be leveled up as well. Actually, I'm just thinking I'm right up against the limit, aren't I? So even if I did level up, I can't really do much with it. And again, I'm just really happy that I didn't evolve Paragon, that I didn't evolve Flare Summoner. Just if I did, obviously I couldn't put them in this deck. I have to roll with a 9-card deck for that, and it's not essential. The thing that would, in my opinion, be most justified to level up would have been the Chiropotera. Yeah. Right, cool. So I've got that's my laptop. Right, let's go do some. I might just leave it at some Valhalla raids. I want 2 Queen Temptress shards. I think I've only got like 20 million. That's crazy saying I've only got 20 million, but in Valhalla, that's not an awful lot. It's a lot, but you know, not an awful lot, in my opinion. So I've already burned through like 300,000 already. 400,000. Doesn't seem to be anybody in Valhalla. I should tell you why. Valhalla's a complete failure. Alright, so we're going to smash this guy at level 80. He's no chance. Don't even look at his deck. Excuse the phrase. It's a mismatch, which is kind of good for me, but again, it's like expecting people to wait so long for these rewards. Waiting 24 hours, they got no chance. They never had a chance. Well, not much of a chance. I don't know how much rage. 3. Let's go with injured. We're not going to see the battle though. I'm just going to skip through, and I'll do one more time. Oops. One more time, just so I can get the card, and I might fit it into my garbage deck, and that's all I'm really planning to do in this video. But yeah, I was just really talking about taking a chance, risking failure. That'll do. And again, it always makes me smile, kind of. It takes longer to set up the deck than actually have the battle. Let's try and change that this time. I'm going to go with a 3-star deck, just because I know Wraith is so awesome that it's not going to matter. It would be funny if we lost, but we're not going to lose. Cool. Anyway, so we're going to go Queen Temptress. That's what I'm here for, baby. I need one more shard. I remember like a video I did a long while ago, and I was talking about, yeah, I'd rather just steal the other shards, like one do right now, or raid the other shards, however we want to phrase it, instead of actually spending the gems. Those 2 shards, they're worth, I don't know, 30 gems or something like that. For 4-star. So that was worth 7.5 gems, which I'd rather save than spend. And for that person who's had it raided, it's going to discourage them from ever bothering to use Valhalla again. And again, that's the failure. That's why you should maximum do 12 hours to wait. I'm not really interested in it. More interested in who's going for it. Happiness. Fair enough. Come on. I don't want to spend too much more gold. Taurus. Super. Come on. Come on. Yeah, and I can't remember if I posted the video about how I got my Torment rune up from level 6 to level, what was it, 7, I can't remember, to level 9. Basically, I just went through all the cards and never used it. 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, just stripped them from cards I'll never use and used it to upgrade Torment, which was only a million times more important. And that's how I got from level, as well, how I got up to level 9 in a day. I don't think I'm going to find any more Queen Temptress right now, which is a shame. I'd like to round it off with the goal. And there's no way I'm going to spend gold, sorry, gems to reset the map. The drop rate's crazy low, and on principle I wouldn't do that for a farmable card anyway, unless it was Desperado. And like mid-deck duels, and I just needed it just to try and compete, you know what I mean? I'd need some additional reason. Dullahan though, we're going to go for. Yeah, level 82. Right. He's a level 82. Right, so we're going to do this. This. Let's change it up a little bit. It's not going to matter. Gemini. Let's go with an all Neander deck. Neander. Morty. Not go too far though. Of course, this would be so funny if my arrogance makes us lose. That's it though. Not with, yeah, not with Wraith. Okay. I'm the kind of guy, I don't want to spend forever doing these basics, you know what I mean? Not against a level 82. Just, oh, we did lose a card. 2 cards. Forget rage control, we'll just go with that. Well, that was successful for us, and I do feel a little bit bad. It is level 82, but only a little bit. Oh come on, I need 1 Queen Temptress. No. 1 Queen Temptress shard and 1 Dullahan shard. I guess that's kind of successful. I mean, I haven't got any lofty goals regarding those shards. I mean, you know what I mean? But I know that Dullahan is obviously rare. Queen Temptress is obviously useful. See, now I'm thinking it's just the wrong time of the day, and I've already exhausted this. And if I was going to try later on today, I might have a chance. But unfortunately, I won't be able to wrap it up in the video, which is annoying. I'm checking my gold after this one. $20 million. It's not a question. I mean, it's not bad, but it's yeah, it's good. Of course, it's good. I could burn through it in Valhalla in no time, as you can see. That was a complete waste. Was it Cyclops? Yeah, it says a lot about the stage of the game that person is at, because I've got so many of those credits. I could get Cyclops a million times over, but the fact is, it's never going to make my deck. But it never would have made my deck even earlier on my earlier playthrough, I was never going for Cyclops. I think I've got like one copy of Cyclops. I'm not even sure why. One copy. And it's at level 0. I haven't even enhanced it. But I remember the days of Hornbeast. This level 103 player. White. Odin White. And Armageddon. Well, that's your best hero, my friend. Anyway. Gosh, this is annoying me now. Not him, I'm just not finding what I want. Another reason why I just don't have patience for Valhalla, for goodness sake. I think at minimum they should say, okay, you're spending 100,000, then you get minimum 2-star. I mean, that's not even asking that much, is it? I might have to cut my losses and go for Flame Brave, because I'm thinking about doing that Incinerate mode. When I say I think, what I'm really saying is I ran out of patience and we're going to go with it. Alright, I'm going to go with these 4-star beauties. Which means we're going to have everybody. Okay. Okay, so we lost the Harbinger. Just thinking, I did get pulled up on copyrights for a recent video, and I never sung any lyrics to anything. So I wonder on what base. I wonder if it was, you know, that little kind of thing I just was humming a little minute ago, but for goodness sake. How would they conclusively prove anything about that little hum? If that's what it was. And I think that's going to be it. I do think that's going to be it. Let's have a quick look at things. On my ranking, still 493. So we lost 2. Okay. Interesting. So the first time I lost, sorry, my Volsongstress lost, and second time my Wraith lost. Fair enough, he's a level 108 player, but I would have expected to beat this. Unless he's got a hand to, excuse me. Yeah. No. Okay. What have you got? Nothing? Interesting. I mean, you know what? That's not so unusual to lose sometimes. Okay. Interesting. To be honest, in some ways I'm more interested to see how Nefarious loses. Or if Nefarious loses. Is that Taurus going to come in and just absolutely blitz her? Doubt it. Yeah. Requiem. That will do it every time. I still would have expected to win from here though. Because this is going to be that 10-7 rule and we're going to have lost it. Crazy. Yeah, fair enough, he's got Hanzo. Still wouldn't, and at 10. So I'm guessing that Hanzo is going to be like the champion. Maybe they just deal with my other cycle. It's going to be S Revive, yeah. No, but Nefarious lived. How did we lose? How did we lose? Doesn't matter. Anyway, so please like, subscribe. That is Steve. I was trying to think about what other events we can realistically compete in. Even deck duels. our decks need to be at a certain level. I don't believe I could have done it without, I mean, the deck that I had before, okay, got Octavius and Shropatera. Not everybody's, and what I'm thinking is not everybody's going to have Octavius, of course. Not everybody's going to have Shropatera, but I got it from Lucky Spin, which means anybody can get it. Not everybody's going to have Flare, I guess. But the Twins, Temptress, Rona. Yeah, I mean, people's decks need to be at a certain level to compete. But I think it's mostly about time in that one. But if you have got a weaker deck than everybody else, which is what I've got and which is what I had, it's stronger now than it was, it's really about time, putting in more time than the whales are willing to put in, so you can edge it and keep that. Well, for me, it was a 2,000 point lead, which was just barely enough. Anyway, so please like, subscribe, Daddy Steve, and I. So hold on, what other events? Sky Arena, no. You need to buy the special cards. What events are there? These kind of shard events that I was mentioning before. Sky Arena, which I don't think is for free to play at all. Deck duels, yeah, fair enough. Well, fair enough. Again, I said you gotta have your deck established to a certain level because of the balancing things I was mentioning at the time. So in that case, then you just gotta save up. You gotta save up, and I think the edge above other players, above myself and above everybody else, is going to be this rare equipment. The equipment that you get from either Planewalker or Noble Lord, in combination with sparks. You get the sparks from things like Lucky Flip. As soon as you have the gems, you might wait till 7-day Gala, so you know you're going to get those gems back, and heavily invest in sparks, make it happen. Anyway, that's it. Please like, subscribe, Daddy Steve, and I'm out.